Happy Friday. It's been a hot second. I'm here. I am really excited about today's class. We are doing a master class today. So normally on Fridays, I do a Q&A with you guys and I just burn through some of your guys' questions and just have a little connection time. You, me, some coffee maybe, and we chat all things doTERRA. But today, I want to talk to you guys about emails. And I know that this, for some of you guys, you're like, Key, I am not tech savvy. This is not my zone of genius. I mean, just tell me what to do. And I get it. I fully get it because I will tell you guys that this is why I have an incredible VA who helps me with a ton of my emails. But I want to give you guys some of the fundamentals about email marketing and how you can utilize it to educate your community, how you can utilize it to connect with your audience, maybe people who haven't yet gotten started with you. And then I also want to tell you ways to automate this because guess what? It doesn't need to be super time consuming. So as you guys jump in, say hi. Let me know who's hanging out with me live today. Cheers. It's 10 a.m. Pacific time. So what I do for these master classes is these are just little freebies that I offer this community because y'all are insanely amazing. The amount of you guys who share OneDrop out of the love of this little platform that we've created for myself and Brad and all of our contributors, I see you and I'm so grateful for you. And so this is my way of just saying thanks. So for those of you guys who have a subscription to OneDrop, this ebook is going to get uploaded today. So this is what I will be working off of. So if in the meantime you want to grab a notebook, hi Nicole, hi Rosemary, hey Megan. So if you want to grab a notebook to take some notes, you're more than welcome to, but I will show you kind of what's in the ebook. This is a 29-page ebook. So it is not a thin ebook, but this is like, I'm just trying to give you guys like the starting platform. Okay. So let's dive into this. Email Marketing Basics 101, okay? So with this class, you know that you're in the right place. If you know that you should be connecting with email and you're not. How many of you guys are like, shoot, I send out maybe one email, if that, or I just kind of count on my upline, or I count on doTERRA to send things out. So if you know you should be emailing, but you're not, you're in the right place, okay? Hi, guys. This is going to be uploaded. If you just search my name, by the way, you'll see my contributor under OneDrop, but this will be under Email Marketing Basics. I believe that's the title that I'm going to put in there. So just search my name, follow my contributor. All of my masterclass ebooks are under there and they're just a subscription. So as long as you have a OneDrop subscription, you can download it, okay? Okay, if you are ready to add simple funnels to your email marketing, how many of you guys like talk to somebody and then you're like, and you kind of like, maybe you send them a text here and there or an email here and there, but you don't have an actual system set up. This is important, guys, because again, it'll save you so much time. You create it once and maybe you tweak it here and there, but you can create funnels where like if somebody messages me and they're like, hey, I'm super interested in essential oils, I can put them through a funnel that I have that will drip out information to them, little bite-sized information pieces, okay? Or number 3, if you want to create an easy onboarding system that educates and informs your new customers on your continuing education and how to stay in touch. This is vital, okay? If you don't have an onboarding system where when somebody joins your community, joins your team, enrolls with you personally, and you don't have something that they get plugged into where it's like, hey, so excited for you to be a part of doTERRA. Let me walk you through some of the steps. Because you guys, doTERRA is not just a like, oh, I purchased my oils and I'm just going to figure it out. And I will tell you guys, probably, I don't know for you guys, but about like 25 to 50%, depending on the month, of my new enrollments will actually connect in with me for a membership overview, for a welcome call. So for the other 25 to 50% of my enrollments, they're not actually following through with that connection call. So I want to make sure that they have a good email series of information, knowing where to get themselves plugged into for continuing education, how to get access to my continuing ed videos, how to get access to our community, what are good resources, how to access my calendar. So I plug all of that in there, okay? So if that is you, let's get started. Let's dive in deep. So, okay. So for email marketing, whether you're looking for an easier way to onboard new customers or builders, or create relationships with customers and leads, or create easy implemented funnels or prospects, this can all be done with email marketing. So let's talk about email marketing basics real quick. Why is email marketing a big deal? Number one, in the online world, consider that an email address is like an online currency. So it is incredible to have an online platform, right? Like I have a big social media account. I have a social media presence on Facebook, but guess what? If anything changes in the algorithm or anything were to happen to my accounts, I own nothing, zero things from my social media account, okay? So this is why it is so important to create an email list. And the best time to start was probably 5 years ago. The other best time to start is today, okay? So just start with having an opt-in, which I'll walk you guys through what an opt-in is. But everyone starts with 0 subscribers, but your email list is actually one of the most valuable assets that you can have for your own business, because that allows you to connect directly to your audience, your customers, your potential leads, potential builders, potential business partners. It allows you to connect directly with them, okay? So this is really important to put in your head that I need to create an email list. I need to start my email list if you have not, okay? Hi, Annabelle. Hi, babe. So what is a value-based email? In general, a value-based email is one that you send out without any request to buy a single item. It's just like, so when it comes to nurturing your list, we're going to talk about value-based emails a lot through this little masterclass, okay? So value-based is like kind of what we do on social media, kind of what we do with just like, here's a tip, here's a trick, here's a hack, here's something that is going to add value into your life. Now, if you have not yet started your list, if you have not yet created any type of nurturing system or program, this is where you can get creative. If you have not yet gone through my first few masterclasses where I talk about your ideal client, your niche audience and all that stuff, go through those first few masterclasses, okay? So go through those masterclasses, because this is how you are going to formulate your series. This is how you're going to formulate how you show up for your audience. So if I'm talking super general about essential oils and like, here's some really awesome blends that you can use with your pets. But my ideal client, my ideal avatar is a single woman who's 28 years old, lives in New York City, and loves the hustle and bustle and is always out, networking, and owns her own companies, and just is super into high fashion, and like the idea of having a cat or a dog is like a hard pass for her. Do you think my email series that talks about essential oils for pets is going to land for her? So this is where you want to make sure that you know who you're talking to. This is important for your whole email series, all right? So when we were talking about value-based emails, you want to make sure that you are offering fun freebies for your audience, right? And this is where OneDrop freaking kills it, guys. You can jump into OneDrop and find so many graphics or infographics or even email templates that are already done for you that are freebies, that are literally like, hey, did you know you could use oils for this? Did you know, like, maybe, again, back to kind of our hypothetical ideal avatar, she's a hustle and bustler, but maybe she sleeps like 3 hours a night, right? And so she needs help with sleep. She needs help with maybe like a high function anxiety, right? And so how can we talk to that specific, have you not slept very much? Do you know that resting is the fastest way to get your body to repair itself, to have high energy, to burn fat, to be able to make good choices? Like, all of that type of stuff, you're throwing that into your email, but you're grabbing an infographic from OneDrop that's like, hey, here's some top blends for this, okay? So again, hopefully you guys understand what a value-based email is. There's no ask in a value-based email. There's no ask, there's no like buy oils here. It's just like, hey, I thought about you and this, I know you'd value this, okay? So the foundations of email marketing. I'm going to go through a few terms with you guys that I'm going to be throwing out here just so that way we're all on the same page. Number one is campaigns. These are email blasts or one-off emails that you send out regularly. So in any of these platforms, they are going to be called a campaign, okay? They're not just like send a single email, okay? Number two, audience. These are your subscribers. These are your people who are absorbing and reading and digesting and hopefully having an emotional reaction to your email that you're sending out, okay? And this can be your personal enrollments, this can be your team, this can be your builders, this can be leads, this can be, you know, I don't know, your ideal niche, any of those things. Automations or workflows, these are automatic email sequences that are dripped out at a certain time when someone is added into your automation. For example, a nurturing sequence for a lead magnet opt-in or new enrollment onboarding, or getting started with building with a step-by-step sequence. So automations will save you hours in your month, hours, okay? And this is important because you get to set it up once and say, I enroll with you, you pop me into your welcome automation and it automatically will drip out emails, depending on your sequence. I have 5 emails that go out in 5 days, okay? And I'll talk about mine just so you guys kind of can wrap your head around that. But automations save you a ton of time and they allow you to plug people into different audiences. So in some of the platforms, I use FlowSpace, which I'll talk about the platforms that are your options as a network marketer. But in some of your options, you can tag people in an audience. So say I'm a potential lead of yours, okay? Annabelle, I use Flowdesk. I love it. And I'll talk more about the different platforms that you guys have as options too. But say I'm a potential lead of yours and you're like, she's kind of business minded, but you know, I don't know if she's super into the business, but I kind of want to drip a little bit of like, kind of dangle the carrot a little bit, right? And I know she wants to use oils and, you know, I want to get her to my next masterclass. And so you can drip a invitation lead series to, hey, I'm doing a masterclass. I think these are the questions I'm answering through my masterclass, right? So you can drip that out to them. You can also drip out like, hey, have you ever thought about what it would look like to make an extra couple $100, to make an extra $500, to make an extra $1,000 a month? You know, for a lot of people that would change their lives. And you know, if you have a natural knack for wanting to help people, network marketing can be an awesome fit for you, right? So, okay, forms. Forms are the last term that I want you guys to understand, because forms are what pops up on somebody's newsletter, or you can tag them in your link in your bio, in your Instagram. But forms are the way that you can get somebody to actually join your email list, okay? It can be a join your network, grab my free 101 ways to use essential oils ebook. So your form is basically what they fill out with their name and their email address, okay? And you can also put in there, you know, what are you looking into essential oils for? But forms is a data collection, and every email platform that I'm going to share with you guys has their own forms that will automatically pull people in. The cool thing with forms is you can actually automatically tag people. So I have different forms for different funnels that I have, but for essential oils, there's a form that somebody would fill out and then they get put into a lead funnel automatically. So I don't even have to touch anything. Do you guys see how much easier this will make your life? And again, this is probably, you're gonna spend a couple days sitting down and creating this and jumping into YouTube and figuring some of this stuff out. I will walk you through a lot of these fundamentals, but YouTube will be your best friend. And a lot of these platforms also have their own trainings too. So let's go through what is an email sequence. An email sequence is a series of several emails spaced out over days or weeks or even months that provide value to your new subscribers when they first join your list. These sequences can be used for launches, nurturing, relationship building, and more. So my sequence that I use the most with doTERRA is my welcome sequence. So it's 5 emails that I email out, and then on 90 days, I send them another email. And then on 6 months, I send them another email. And then on their 1-year anniversary, I send them an email. So that is my drip series, okay? The reason behind that, the 5 emails are very bite-sized. This is one thing you want to avoid with emails, especially with like welcoming people into your doTERRA business or your doTERRA community, is it's really easy to literally turn on the fire hose and tell them all the things, right? Especially as you've been in this business more and more, you're like, no, they need to know. They need to know all these things. But what happens is if you open an email and consciously you look at it and you're like, this has really good information, but I can't consume it within a few minutes, I'm gonna drag it and put it into a folder. How many of you guys in here have actually gone back into an email and sat down and read it? Like, I would venture to say at least 8 out of 10 people don't. And it's not because like, oh, I don't need that information. It's just because it feels overwhelming. And so it's really important with your nurturing sequences, regardless of for your doTERRA business or nurturing your audience or whatever it's for, that it's a very bite-sized information, and that is it. There's a high call to action at the end of it. Okay. So make sure that your emails are something that if you were to open it, you would be able to consume it. And there's normally only like 1 to 2 points in there, right? And so that's why I break up my welcome email into 5 emails, 5 drip emails. And I do tell them, like, create a folder for this, save this information. There's important links in here, but this is what I want you to know today. Okay. So I actually made you guys, you might be able to see this, it's kind of light, but I made you guys is email marketing right for you? So if you want to know if email marketing is right for you, I created this analysis that you can fill out. Mainly, email marketing is, you have to have a love for writing, okay? Because you can grab infographics, you can grab a ton of stuff from OneDrop, but you still have to tweak it for you, right? So what are your strengths when it comes to writing? What do you love writing about? What could you make in little small bite-sized consumable pockets that you can write about? What are your weaknesses? Like, do you suck at actually sending emails? Is that something that possibly you can outsource to a VA? You could write some of the base content and they could be the one that like formats it and emails it out for you. Or maybe you have a college kid at home that can do that for you, or know your weaknesses. Is consistency your weakness? Would you send out 3 emails in a week and then ghost your audience for 3 months? Know your weaknesses. And it's not to point out what you're not good at, but it's just to point out where do you need to maybe ask for help from, okay? And then the pros and the cons. So the pros and the cons to email marketing versus not email marketing, and really the pros is that it's just another way to connect in with your audience. Whether you have an email list of 100 people or 5,000 people or 100,000 people, the pros is that it's one more exposure. The con is that it takes time, right? And you have to time block this into your schedule, right? And so, but what are the pros and cons for you? And maybe you have a different system that's working phenomenal for you. So maybe email marketing isn't necessarily on the top of the list, but maybe you're like, okay, well, next quarter, I'm going to really focus on this. Okay. So I need to talk about something that's really important, is actually keeping your email marketing legit, AKA legal, because with network marketing, it can feel impossible to find a platform that wants to work with you, especially when so many are adding the no network marketing terms to their list to their terms and conditions. So how can you market your brand as a wellness advocate through email marketing without getting labeled? And the answer boils down to making sure you are doing this legally. And again, I have outlined all of this for you guys, okay? So the most common mistakes is not having your own website. Having your own website is not required for email marketing, but it's certainly helpful for email marketing software to understand who you are and if you are flagged. This comes down to your brand. And if you're a doTERRA wellness advocate or wellness coach who helps, moms find natural solutions so they can be their own advocate, you want to have a website. You do not want to put your your doTERRA.com / essentially obsessed as your website. That will get flagged very quickly. Okay, so have your own website. It's actually really, really affordable to jump in and grab your URL and even point it to just a landing page. You don't need to build out a whole website, but I will say, yeah, Kathy said she uses Squarespace and it's been great. I use Squarespace and I love it. Love it. And I've used actually quite a few. I've used Wix. I've used, I actually used Kajabi for a little while. Squarespace just feels the most intuitive unless you are brilliant and can do WordPress. WordPress feels overwhelming to me. So I stick with Squarespace, but Squarespace is really, really intuitive. And again, it's just if you're building your own brand, you want to have your own landing page, right? Annabelle said Vistaprint is easy. Yeah, if you guys build out your own website, you can drop whatever platform you use. But this is the thing. Find your own website. Buy your URL. Create your own little corner in the online space, okay? Okay, number 2 is not listing your business address in the center footer. This is a huge red flag and the best way to get your whole account shut down. So this helps separate the spammers from legitimate businesses. If you feel like listing your personal address is a bit invasive, you can go to your local post office and buy a small PO box. But you do need to have an address on your actual email, okay? And so some people are like, I don't want people to know where I live. Go get a PO box, okay? Okay. So illegally obtaining customers or lead information. Do not put someone on your email list that you do not have their express permission to be there. You are not funneling in everyone off your team. And this is important for doTERRA people, especially. Coffee break. This is important for doTERRA people because what can happen is as your organization grows, you can be like, well, I just want my whole team to know about this. So I'm just going to go into my back office, my detailed genealogy, and pull everyone into my email list. And then they're getting an email from you and your upline and the upline above that. And it becomes spamming. And that's how your emails, when somebody marks your email as spam, that flags the actual company that you're hosting your emails through. Okay. So really important not to just pull people's information. Ask them for permission, okay? If you get a mailbox from the UPS store, you get a street address rather than a PO box. There you go. Always full of great tips. Thanks, Rami. Okay, so you don't want to dump everyone into your leads, okay? Now, if they are your personal enrollments and maybe you've never sent out an email, what I would personally do is I would add them in and I would ask them to opt into your emails, okay? That is a option that you can send out to them to say, hey, this is how I'm going to be communicating moving forward. If you'd like to be a part of this, please opt in. Okay. So, and yeah, you can get their permission during a wellness consult. You can get their permission, during when they sign up. You know, I do add in my new customers. So anyone who enrolls with me, I add them into my email. I just would never take my full team. Number one, that would be encroaching on all of my leaders and their communities that they're trying to build. So I feel like it's a little convoluted. And number two, those aren't my people. They don't know me, right? So you have permission, at least I feel, to add in your personal new enrollments because I communicate that, hey, you're going to be getting some welcome emails from me. So make sure you keep an eye out, okay? Yeah, and see, Kathy said, I do opt-ins by offering ebooks I've created. See, you can go into OneDrop, you can grab some of our ebooks, you can watermark them, and you can say, hey, you just got started, or if you're interested in getting started, jump into my email list. I will send out a series of ebooks that will be really beneficial to you. Got it? Okay, I think that is it for that. Not having an unsubscribe button. If someone no longer wants to receive your emails for any reason, you legally must allow them to unsubscribe. Without this button, subscribers may mark your email as spam, which can lead to your account getting shut down if there are too many people listing it as spam because they cannot find the unsubscribe link. Do not remove that. And then the last one is only sending sales emails. It can be tempting to send out sales email after sales email after sales email. Like, buy this, this is the promo, buy this, buy this, buy this. But this is the biggest way to not only lose subscribers, but also to get your account flagged. So if you're not giving value through education or fun, or pointing them in the direction of something you feel like your audience would find valuable, then you might start to see a mass exodus of your subscribers because they feel like all they are is like dollar signs, okay? So we broke it down for you. 3 steps to getting legit. We do not leave you hanging. We will not leave you like trying to figure this out on your own, but this is step by step how you can make sure your email marketing is completely legit, especially as a network marketer, okay? So I'll let you guys read through that. Now, let's talk about software options. So there are so many marketing platforms at a huge variety of costs. When it comes down to picking one platform, you want to focus on these things as a beginner. And I'm just going to assume most of you guys are beginners, okay? Number 1, is it user-friendly? Number 2, do you really need all the options that are available? Number 3, can you set up forms, sequences easily and preferably at no additional cost? Number 4, can you segment and tag your subscribers? And number 5 is cost. Is it free, but then does it increase with subscribers? Okay. Okay, so the software options that I have used or am currently using, I put them all in here for you, okay? So I currently use Flowdesk. It is cost efficient, beautiful, user-friendly, unlimited everything, great for beginners and pros, super easy, drag and drop, really beautiful templates. It's just super intuitive, especially if you only have like one goal, one mission is just like, here's my doTERRA stuff and here's my lifestyle and let me help you. Let me show you, okay? So Flowdesk is really easy and it's $19. I have a link in here for you to get half off. So it's 19 bucks a month and there's no added on cost. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. And that's something I love. MailChimp is what I used to use. Also drag and drop format. It can be a little bit difficult to learn. It's not as like the templates are not as beautiful in my opinion as Flowdesk. There is a free option up to, I want to say like 2,000 subscribers, but after that, as your audience grows, it can get very, very spendy. We used to use MailChimp for our OneDrop email list, and we actually just switched to the next one that I'm going to talk about is ActiveCampaign. So ActiveCampaign is a very robust CRM and email marketing platform in one tool. It is if you have multiple different funnels that are going out, if you have multiple different businesses that you're working with, cost can be high starting out, and it can be a little bit difficult for a beginner to use. So ActiveCampaign is definitely a little bit more of an advanced email platform, but it has a lot of options. So if you're like, I do doTERRA and I also run this brick and mortar business and I also do this and I also do that, and you know, I have all these different things, Active, ACTIVE, ActiveCampaign. And again, these are all listed on here for you guys, okay? So, and then Gmail. Gmail is great for personal emails, not the most legit, guys, for sending out mass emails for all your customers or your leads, but it's good for canned responses or onboarding, or you can send a quick letter out that way. Like if I say it's the end of the month and I only need, like I need volume on one specific leg, sometimes I'll go into that leg and I'll just pull the emails of my personal enrollments underneath that leg and I'll shoot them out a quick Gmail email saying like, hey, I have this private promotion, blah, blah, blah. So I won't necessarily create this whole campaign in Flowdesk. I just will use Gmail for that. Gmail tends to get flagged less, but it would not be my like email platform of choice. Definitely no automations in there for sure. And Flowdesk does have automations. MailChimp has automations, but you have to pay extra for them. ActiveCampaign has automations built into their pricing too, okay? So I gave you guys a little bit of a breakdown. And again, I'm not pushing Flowdesk. It's just what I use, and I like to be fully transparent with you guys. So it is no secret that I love beautiful graphics and images, and it's no different from the emails that I send out. So having a platform that just has a really beautiful template already ready for me that I can just drag and drop. The pros to this is unlimited everything, subscribers, emails, workflows. It's 19 bucks flat a month, $38 without the discount code or the discount link. And it's simple, beautiful emails showcase your brand, and it's super easy to customize. Offers you a landing page in case you don't have a website yet. and you can get it for $19. And then my little link is linked in here. Okay. Can you just make the cuter templates on Gmail? That would be a letter type of email. I mean, Gmail will get flagged. Like if you're sending out a ton of emails via your Gmail, it'll definitely get flagged. It is not a campaign. And I don't think that if you were to upload just like an image in there, I don't think it looks professional at all, to be honest. Was it complicated to transfer your subscribers from ActiveCampaign to Flowdesk? So I was actually for my personal emails, I was on MailChimp and I went to Flowdesk, and no, it was not difficult at all. You can actually export all of your subscribers from MailChimp, and I imported them into Flowdesk. So, I have a G Suite account that I can design a website. Sure. I mean, you just need a basic website. So I don't know how G Suite works out. How do we get the handout? The handout will be uploaded into OneDrop. It should be uploaded already. If it's not, then check back in like the next hour. I use Enroll Pro too. I just don't believe they have an unsubscribe option. See, that's problematic. You need to have an unsubscribe option, because if not, you are spamming your audience. So I'll keep you guys posted. My VA might be in here. If she's not, then I'll make sure that it gets uploaded into OneDrop. Who do you say you can hire to write your emails? A VA, so a virtual assistant. There's a ton of them out there. And honestly, I wouldn't hire anyone to write my emails. I would hire someone to send them, but your emails should actually come from your voice, unless like you are awful at writing. You want to be the one who's like communicating that. Oh, it's uploading now. Thanks, B. It'll be in there in a hot second, thanks to my incredible VA. So there's a lot of VAs that can help you with the back end, technical side of things. And some of them can help you with writing them if they know your voice. Like my VA knows my voice to a T, but we've also been working together for over 2 years. So I think it's important to make sure that if it's not something you want to do, if you are outsourcing it, make sure that you're taking that time you would be spending on it doing income producing activities where you are pushing your business forward. Okay. Would there be a need for a website if Flowdesk offers a landing page? You still need to buy your URL. So no, if you just want that landing page, then no. You can use the landing page through. If you ever want to build it out to something more, then I would do something like Squarespace. Yeah, see, Ashley said, I have an assistant who creates the email templates knowing my vision, and then I go in and write my message, finalize the flow. Let's see if I can get this to expand. Sometimes Facebook likes me, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm assuming that you go in and you tweak it, and that's a perfect system too. How do you feel about adding very casual shares and customers that aren't getting support to your email list? Ask permission. That's how I feel. Don't just add people in. You can send out an email just saying like, hey, heads up, I'm here, I'm part of your doTERRA upline, and I'm here for more support, and this is what value you get with being a part of my team. And if you want to be notified of all this stuff, then make sure you opt into my email list. And maybe you create a segment on your email list that is like, my team, not my enrollments. So it's like a specific segment that if you just wanted to, because you can include in your audience emails, you guys, you don't have to just choose one audience. So say I'm sending out an email to my full team, and then I have part of my team organization where maybe the leader has kind of checked out. And so I have them in my team, but not my enrollments segment too. So I can do my enrollments, and then I can select that other audience, and I can email both of them the same campaign if I want to, right? Okay, so the cons to Flowdesk is they run your existing list through an approval process to make sure that they are obtained legally, which is good, but it can be a pain in the ass, okay? If you are a true beginner, it still takes time to learn the platform, but they now offer Flowdesk University to learn the platform, which is phenomenal to walk you through the little nuances of email marketing. And then they also have a really good Facebook group for their members. And it's still currently in beta testing. So, which means that you get the discount, but it also means they don't have everything that all the other platforms might have, especially things like ActiveCampaign, but you get a steal of a deal, like $19. I was paying over $350 for MailChimp. So $19 is a phenomenal deal, okay? Dawn, the ebook's uploading right now. So check into, I'll actually link it into the OneDrop, this community. I'll link it in here underneath this live as soon as it's uploaded, okay? Okay, simple lead generation and email funnels. So email lists are coveted in the online world. Email marketing is still the highest converting marketing platform online, even for brick and mortar businesses, okay? So setting up an email funnel starts with a lead magnet. Long gone are the days of like, join my email list. Nobody wants to join unless they're getting something, right? So this is where we want to help you convert like a pro, okay? So we created a 4-step funnel for you guys, okay? So this is really to help bring your audience into your email list so you can start to nurture them, okay? Number one is traffic. This is where do you plan to pull your leads from? Is it social media profiles? Make sure you have your form in your link in your bio or your link tree. Is it your website? Or is there other influencers that you're working with? Facebook groups that will allow you to promote yourself? Where are you pulling leads from? Okay, so understand where your traffic's coming from. Have your lead magnet opt-in, and again, we know exactly where these come from. OneDrop. You guys, if you're a OneDrop subscriber, you should jump into OneDrop and look through the ebooks, look through the infographics. What is your ideal client looking for, and how can you grab from OneDrop to save yourself time to create that as a freemium for them opting into your email list, okay? So you can pull your lead magnets from a robust library of ebooks, classes, or your own masterclass with the masterclass toolkit, any of those, okay? Your nurturing sequence. It on average takes 20 to 30 touches virtually for somebody to feel like they know you, to understand your product, to understand the value that it adds into their life. So you do not put it in your head that you just send out a single email and then you're like, oh, I'm good. Like, I emailed them once. I don't know why they're not buying. That does not happen, okay? So we're nurturing. This is what I want you to focus on, is how can you nurture your audience who is sitting there consuming what you are sending them, okay? So after you deliver your lead magnet, your goal is to get your emails out of the promotions folder and into their primary inbox. So if you guys have Gmail, you know, across the top, there's promotions, I think there's social, and there's the actual inbox, right? So sometimes what can happen with promotions is they get dragged into that promotions folder. So what you want to make sure is in your first email, you say, hey, drag my email into your inbox so you see them as I send them, so they are not getting funneled through the Gmail system, okay? You're welcome, babe. So to do this, you need to create a 3 to 5 day sequence that provides value and makes them want to open up your emails day after day to highlight that you are an important sender. Okay, so like what you got for them. Show them what you got. Show them how much value you have to add into their life, whether it's information or an invitation, or, you know, even I have some leaders who just offer private 15-minute consults for free. Like, hey, let's talk about you. People love talking about themselves, guys. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what are your needs. If you want to, you can fill out this form, so you can create another form for them to fill out. You can do that in Gmail or in the Google Suite. You can create a form in there, or you can tell them, or you can jump on my Calendly link and you can book a free 15-minute consult with me, right? Your time is your most valuable asset. I hope you know that, right? And you are the expert. And them getting 15 minutes of your time allows you to understand what their needs are. So sometimes it's easier for me to jump on the phone for 15 minutes with a potential new customer and say, okay, this is what I recommend, versus this back and forth in emails, okay? So you just throw out a bunch of options. And if you don't use Calendly, CALENDLY.com, you should start, because it's so easy, okay? Yes, this will be available for replay. This will be in here. Okay, So Calendly just allows you to link up your calendar into emails, which I love, because then it's not the back and forth of, hey, what time can you do your wellness consult? Oh, I have this time. Oh, wait, I have an appointment. Like, I can just go in and say, I'm available Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pick a time, you know, very easy. Okay. All right, number 4 is sell. We wouldn't be sufficient at email marketing if we weren't actually selling or making an offer. So that is the goal, guys. When you are continually supplying value, it's okay to ask them to do something in return, whether this is to join your leads Facebook group, join a Facebook class, schedule a one-on-one call with you. Your last email sequence should always be getting them to take the next step in the sales process. All right. So again, created a form for you guys. Okay. So this is, what is your goal with email marketing? Why is this goal important? What are the steps you need to take? When are you going to have this done by? Because email marketing can be that thing that you just kind of drag and drag and drag. Like, oh yeah, I need to set that up. I need to do that. I'm kind of the worst about this, if I'm honest. Like, there's certain things that I just keep dragging along, and it's like, okay, it's time to make a deadline. What nurturing system do you want to create? When are you going to do it by? And like, what is your system? What is the breakdown? Okay. Now for your first lead funnel, these are some questions that you have to answer. Do you have your lead magnet picked out? What are the key points in this lead magnet? Do you have your form ready to go? Where are you putting it? And again, these are just open-ended questions that I want you to think about so you have clarity of what the next step is, because a confused mind will do nothing. I'm going to repeat that. A confused mind will do nothing. And I promise you, we've all been there. We're all guilty of it. So let's get clarity of what the next step is, because then you can take that next step. Really simple, all right? What is the goal to your email funnel? What do you want to convert them to do? Where do you want them to go? What is the call to action? So, because we love you guys, and because actually my VA is a brilliant email funnel creator, she's brilliant in general, but she created, I'm not even going to take credit for this, Meredith. She created email funnels for you guys. So this literally is the delivery email funnel. So this is, she gives you your email. You're going to put your title, your send time, when are you actually going to send it, your subject line, your preview text, the content. So in this content, you're going to have a salutation, which is, hey, it's key, right? Introductory sentence or sentences, delivery of your freebie button, or like, hey, download your ebook here, join our masterclass here, join our Facebook group here, the body of the content, and then your call to action again. Okay. So like, she really gives you a breakdown. I mean, you guys cannot make it easier. Okay. So this is a delivery email, introducing yourself or revealing a problem email series in sequence, solving the problem that you introduced the day before, and then a surprise resource. Oh my gosh, guess what? I have a resource for you. And then the next step. Okay, so this is how your funnel should go, and it's a full breakdown for you. Okay, so let's talk real quick about our onboarding system, especially for you doTERRA babes, okay? All right, let me just pull this back up. Okay, so now that you know how to create a simple automation, so if you are like, Key, I don't know how to create a simple automation, you are going to pick your platform of choice and you are going to research how to create it. Flowdesk is very, very intuitive. I will tell you that. Like, you got to get in there and get your hands a little dirty. But once you're in there, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking simple. Like, drag, drop, how many days in between, when do you want it triggered, type up your content. Okay, the next email, drag, drop. It is very, very intuitive, okay? So we want to make sure that you have an onboarding system for your customers. So this next section will outline the steps to create an onboarding system to get them plugged into your content and the next steps they need to get started with doTERRA, okay? So again, fully outlined for you guys, okay? So identifying your trigger segment. Number 1 is your first email going out is an onboarding process. This typically is like a welcome or a new enrollment. This is not seen by your subscribers. So this is the segment that they get tagged in. So you add Keely Martinez into your email list. I get tagged as Keely's new enrollment or new enrollment email list, or, you know, I don't know, badass babes, whatever you want to name it, that's totally up to you, okay? As you put them into your email list, that will trigger the welcome email automation, okay? So you're gonna create your first email. Your first email should include 2 things: scheduling their call with you for their membership overview. That is always my first call to action. Like, if you only open 1 email, I want you to know you get a call with me, because if I can get you on the phone, you and I can become best friends, okay? And I can show you how to live this lifestyle. So if you don't hear from them, then you can always state like, oh, I'll get in touch with you. But secondly, you want your members to know where their continuing education and their community is located. So like, hey, you get full access to these continuing education classes, and don't forget to join in our Facebook community. This is our robust community. This is where we answer a ton of questions and where you can ask questions, okay? So email number 2 is, I put back to the basics. We remember how overwhelming it was to get started and probably only remember a few parts of the class. So go over safety information and some basics in this. If you have yourself recorded already doing a basic 101 class, or you have maybe an oil camp that you can plug them into, this would be a good opportunity to say, hey, I know that you attended a class, or maybe you haven't attended a class yet. If you want to, if you're curious, click here and watch mine, okay? Or if you haven't attended one, join us. My next class is this date, okay? So this is education-based. Email number 3 is, I always talk about LLV and the most important part of their health and why this is the foundation for using their oils. LLV is a high retention product. That's why I highlight it in email number 3. And then emails number 4 through however many you want. You want to make sure that you're regularly checking in. So you can create emails on like green cleaning, simple swaps, DIYs, LRP explanations. After a few months, I'll do a 6-month check-in with a free resource, like, hey, just wanted to pop in here. They do get added into my monthly newsletter, so I don't ghost them. This is just part of, like, in their journey, when they hit the 6 months with my email list, then I pop in and I say like, hey, I just was thinking about you and I wanted to make sure you have this resource. How are things going with your oils? I kind of leave it open-ended so they can respond back to me, okay? And then on their 12-month anniversary check-in, I just make sure that they know that they get a renew, they get their free peppermint, and just, you know, give them options of, if you're sharing these oils naturally, I would love to welcome you into my fundamentals business group. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. So those are your email series. Kayla said, when do you DD them to your regular email list? So after my welcome email series, they get tapped into my normal newsletter that goes out. Oh, ad, sorry. So you can, again, in Flowdesk, you can actually tag them. So after the welcome email series, not after the full year, but just after the first 5, they get popped into my newsletter as well. Cool? It's actually really, really intuitive. I know that sometimes email marketing can feel a little bit overwhelming, like, God, there's so much to do. Or like, how do I do this stuff? Get your feet in, just go. This is just like with doing your doTERRA business. Sometimes it can feel like I need to know all the things before I start. And you can overwhelm yourself with every detail. But that's why we gave you guys simple things to break down for yourself of like, okay, let's focus on step number 1, which is picking out your platform. What platform are you going to go with? Number 2 is making sure you're legal, right? Make sure that you have your website. Make sure you have everything legal on your platform. Number 3 is figuring out where are you pulling people from. And then number 4 is figuring out your freemium that you're offering them. And, sorry, my landscapers just showed up. Your freemium that you're offering them, and how do you nurture them, okay? So it's actually really simple, and it will take so much weight off of you knowing that your audience is being nurtured, whether you're sitting behind your computer or not. And that's my favorite part, okay? So I will link in this masterclass. Again, it'll be linked into this group. If you are new to our One Drop community, or you haven't attended any of my other masterclasses, I've actually taught 3 masterclasses already. So branding for beginners, how do you brand yourself? Creating captivating content. So how do you actually write an email, or how do you write a post that actually engages and creates conversation on your social media or on your emails. And then how to rock an online class. How do you teach a class where it just knocks it out of the park? So all of those are linked into this as well for you guys. And that's all she wrote. So that was straight 50 minutes of email marketing 101. Question about your monthly newsletter. In nurturing customers, do you design all 12 ahead of time but leave room to plug? No, I don't design them all ahead of time. I actually pull from OneDrop. I have my own OneDrop subscription, and I use a lot of our contributors' content to make sure that promotions are in there. I do design my own continuing education ebooks that I create, and I have my own continuing education platform that I do for my team, just so I'm showing up consistently for them. And then the masterclass is actually from I think you're asking about the other masterclasses. They're all linked in here. So this is a hefty ebook, guys, and again, it'll be uploaded, it'll be ready in a hot second. So I always just do a few final tweaks on it to make sure that I'm offering you guys the most value and that you guys are getting enough where you can get started, but I'm not fire hosing you because I have been in this for 7+ years, and I'm still a student of a lot of this stuff, but this is what I'm actively doing for my business, not only for my doTERRA business, but also for OneDrop. So what do you use to write your ebooks? I use Canva. Canva is awesome. Does OneDrop have a monthly newsletter we can get? Yeah, some of our contributors will create monthly newsletter templates that you can grab. Are those emails automated in workflow or just one-off? They're all automated. I think almost all my emails are automated unless I have something that I'm like, oh, I want to invite them to this one specific thing. So, yeah. Any other questions? So it's hot and heavy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But this is important. This is important for your brand, for your business, to have security of knowing that you have your own email list. How do you make your emails shareable, the ones that we create on our own? I just download them as PDFs from Canva for my own ebooks. Are your other 2 master classes that you have led on Facebook or just they're on Facebook? So the videos are on Facebook. The ebooks are a part of our subscription. There you go. Thanks, Becky. Yeah, you're welcome. Are your previous classes still available to view? Yes. Yeah, just look at it. I come in here live every Friday, and the master classes I've titled. So you're welcome. Thanks, Danette, for hanging out with me. Is the branding masterclass free? Yep. You're welcome, Annabelle. You're welcome, Debbie. It doesn't look like your Flowdesk link is working. Am I doing something wrong? No. Meredith, if you're still in here, can you check that? Let me see. Should be working. It's working for me. I'll pop the code in here. Let me see if this will work. Hold on. Let's see if this will paste. Hold on. There you go. You're welcome. Okay, guys, I love you so much. I hope that this was helpful. I'm cheering for you guys always. I will tell you guys that this business is about to get really good. I got a little sneak peek in Mexico with everything that's coming out for convention. If you haven't got your convention ticket, go get it. Get your butt there. It's gonna be mind-blowing. Like, I started crying. I'm not a crier. Well, kind of. Maybe more so lately. But I literally started crying because so many things that are coming out have been like deep wishes and desires of mine personally. So if you are going to be at convention, I will be there. So make sure you come up and say hey if you see me. Other than that, I will be here next Friday for just our Q&A, our standard Q&A. So come and hang out with me next Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Other than that, go get your ebook, and this will be stored in this group for you guys.